Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video I'm taking a well overdue look at the Spider-Man upgraded suit from Marvel Legends. And before we get into the figure, I just want to point out that the box doesn't actually specify which film this is from. This is just Spider-Man upgraded suit, which is cool and mysterious at the same time. So, having a look at the figure, what does he come with? Well, he comes with the unmasked head, as you can see. That's what he's got in the box. He also comes with the two web shooting hands. He also comes with, obviously, a masked head as well. You couldn't have a Spider-Man without a Spider-Man mask. And I should point out at this stage as well that the two hands that he's actually got on his body are open palms. They're not closed fisted, so they're actually used to hold on to something. And that something is this little web accessory that he comes with. So, having a closer look at the figure. Figure's got a lot of articulation, so he's got kind of the butterfly joints in his shoulders, and then obviously all the standard articulation that you would expect on a figure of this size. It's not pinless, but then because of the black of the costume you don't really notice the pins anyway. And yeah, there's a lot of movement in him. The actual design of the figure is really nice. There's a lot of detail that's gone into him, and you can see the obvious differences between this version of the upgraded suit and the version that we got earlier on. Now, as I said, these hands are like hooked hands, so you can hold onto his web and he can just swing around like Spider-Man does, just like that. I'm not a massive fan of these webs, I'm not going to lie, just because I don't think he holds onto them like that, but it's always nice to have a web accessory. So let's pop that head off and we'll put his masked head on. Now, I've seen a lot of people reporting that they have a lot of trouble putting this head on. For me, I don't know, let's have a look. I mean, it's definitely stiff, but if you just get the angle right and a nice firm push, yeah, not too much trouble there. Obviously, if you do have any trouble, a little bit of heat to the head always helps as well. Now, let me get a few of the previous Spider-Man out so that we can compare him. First of all, let's get the old version of the upgraded suit. Now, yes, I did paint the web lines on mine. One of the biggest complaints of this figure when it came out was that the web lines were not painted. So, like a lot of people, I painted mine. However, when I compare the two figures, this new version of the upgraded suit definitely feels and looks a lot more accurate. I have no desire to paint the web lines on this one because he already feels quite finished. Even down to the little detail of the black on his toes there, right down to the red on his elbows. So pulling in a couple of the previous ones, you've got the homemade suit, you've got the blue suit from Homecoming, and you've got Iron Spider as well. This was the unmasked head version that came in a 2-pack with Tony Stark or Iron Man. So there we go, there's 5 Spider-Men all lined up, and you can see that this new upgraded suit definitely stands out, even more so compared to the older version of him. Now, there are subtle differences, as you can probably tell just from looking at them there. I'm not going to list them all because people have done that in other videos, but he definitely feels a lot better. Now, I was originally going to pass on this, I'm not going to lie, because I had the upgraded suit, but then when I looked at the differences, I decided it would definitely act as a replacement as opposed to an alternative. So I mean, standing in with these, I've got some of the others like Night Monkey and stuff, but this kind of gives you the scope of the Spider-Man suits that we've seen in the MCU, and this is definitely 100% my favourite one. I think he's a real definitive looking Spider-Man. I love the black and the red as opposed to the bright blue and red. I think it looks really cool. Now, one of the trademark things about this was having an unmasked head. Now, this head here is the one that come with the Iron Spider, and the one here that I've just dropped is the new one. And you can see there are definitely some differences. Now, essentially, they're the same sculpt. The paint has just been applied differently. One of them looks a lot softer, and one of them looks a lot firmer. It's a hard call. I think I prefer the new one. I think I prefer the one that's come with the upgraded suit. However, I'm not disappointed by the one that comes with the Iron Spider suit at all. I think it's a really cool Tom Holland sculpt, but I think this new one, it almost looks a little bit older, looks a little bit more kind of seasoned, if you like. Let's have a little bit of a closer look there. But the details are there, you can tell who it's supposed to be. Yeah, no real complaints about that whatsoever. Although I do think I'm going to hold on to this and put it on one of the new figures that are coming out, one of the No Way Home figures, just because they don't come with an unmasked head. So I think I'm actually going to keep my upgraded Spider-Man as he is here, and I'm going to keep that unmasked head and put it on one of the newer figures. So let's just put him in a bit of a Spider-Man-esque pose, just sort of move those legs and arms around a little bit, just so that you can see, he moves really nicely. The articulation's really nice, nothing's really stiff and hard to move around. All in all, he's a really nice figure, and dare I say it, I think he's my definitive MCU Spider-Man figure. He's really cool. So he is like a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. You can pick him up in some other places like Smith's Toys and stuff, but if you want to get hold of one, then go to Hasbro Pulse and you should be able to get one there without any problems. But he is definitely going to be my definitive MCU Spider-Man. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated, and don't forget to check out my other 5-minute figure reviews on some of the other figures that are out and coming out. See you soon.